Adam has been collecting trucks ever since he was 16 years old, owning over 50 trucks. 22 of them have been Ford Broncos, ranging anywhere from a 1966 to a 1983, but it only takes one to get hooked on them.
I found one in the middle of nowhere, Texas, for $400, and that was my first Bronco. I got in the middle of Texas in the middle of summer when I was 16 years old, and I worked the whole summer to buy parts for it, and that was just the first one.
Adam would go hunt on Davis Island off of the Mississippi River, and that is where he first saw the Broncos' off-road capability.
It's lowland, bottomland area, and the only way you're getting on or off of that island is by barge and, four-wheel drive, to say the least. Mud tires, winch, all necessary. So the first time we ever went was actually in that Bronco right there, the blue and white one. That's the first Bronco I ever rode in. And coming from never being in them, just riding regular pickup trucks, all of a sudden we go off on this island in the middle of the Mississippi River, and we've got these, it's Broncos, K5 Blazers, everything was four-wheel drive, everything had mud tires, everything had winches, and these things would go anywhere.
Broncos are built to travel off the beaten road and not just to stroll down Main Street.
Bronco, this very one, enters the scene. Same type deal, we had four-wheelers and everything, and this Bronco shows up and it would go anywhere. Wherever you could imagine, wherever you could point it, it would go. People didn't buy these vehicles to go to church on Sunday and to go to their job at the bank. They bought these vehicles for ranch work, farm work, hunting work. These things lived off-road.
Adam's son David has been on many adventures with his dad, picking up all sorts of treasures all over the South.
One specific story that probably sticks out is when we got a 80s model bull-nosed all-black Bronco with zero rust on it that we traded for a four-wheeler. And I got to sit in the truck and have it winched, hand cranked up with a come along by hand, and I got to sit in the truck and steer the Bronco onto the trailer, and I was sitting there for what felt like forever, but was probably more like 30 minutes.
David has started his own collection of trucks with a 1994 Yukon GT that was sitting in Camden, Arkansas.
It was $800, and it needed a paint job, some wheels, it needed a tune-up. It needed a tune-up, and it was an absolute deal because we put a battery in it that night and it started right up.
There is only one truck Adam has always dreamed of parking in his collection.
I wish that I had a strop Bronco. I've wanted one my whole life. I had an opportunity to buy one probably 10 years ago, and I should have, but 10 years ago, what the guy wanted for it might as well have been $1 million. He wanted like $8,000 for this thing. It's probably worth 60 or 70 today, but $8,000 might as well have been $1 million when I looked at it. But most people don't even know it exists, but it was a Bronco that was built out of a place in California. I'll say it was customized by a desert racing legend who raced them across the desert and won the Baja 1000 multiple times. So Ford actually contracted him, said, hey, make some of our Broncos a little bit cooler. So there was a handful of these Broncos that came out they were called Baja Broncos, but they were built by Bill Stropp, and I'll have one day. But that's kind of the missing piece of the puzzle.
There is one truck that Adam loves the most out of his whole collection.
I love the truck that's right behind me. It's one of my favorites. It's absolutely one of a kind. We were talking about it a little bit ago. I won't paint it. I won't do anything with it because it's earned every bump and bruise on it. I haven't found another one. They're not out there. They don't exist. So, I would have to say that that's probably my favorite, but I do have some that hold a lot of sentimental value, such as the two Broncos that I mentioned earlier. They were the first ones that I really have any memory of. Those have a lot of sentimental value, and they'll be with me until the day I'm gone, hopefully. So I guess it's kind of a multi-part answer, but you know, I kind of have a few favorites, I guess. I have favorites that I like to just look at and drive, like this orange truck, because it's cool. And I have favorites that, you know, have a special place in my life and heart because of what they are.
Adam only has one request for anyone that gets any of his vehicles.
I would just hope that whoever ends up with whatever I have appreciates them for what they are and for what they were built for originally.